Happy Sunday, y'all. How y'all doing? It's 1-1 in the Blue Jay series, so it's okay. We won the first game. We lost the second game. Been down that road before. We were down 3-2 in the last series, and had to come back and win game 6 and 7 to even make the World Series. So all's well that ends well. I hope your Sundays are going good. Mine is going okay. I guess you could say I'm doing spring cleaning or something. I know it's not spring, but same difference. I'm doing some cleaning for just I guess cleansing and straightening out my life. And a lot of times that starts with fixing up your living space. Um, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. In terms of shows that I've been watching, still the main things that I've been watching are The Amazing Race and The Challenge. I have not fit in Survivor yet. I might end up just like binging out off Survivor. The funny thing is, there's a Survivor watch party coming up in about 2 weeks, and normally I would be like, let me get to this Survivor party, this Survivor watch party, but my feeling is, um, Survivor, I haven't watched it. I could binge it, but I wouldn't know the characters that well anyway. So, will I go? Will I not go? I don't know. But something that I thought of for myself that would benefit myself, I want to know what you guys think of this. I saw that Tucker and Eric, which is Tucker and his brother Eric, that are on the Amazing Race together, are hosting another Amazing Race watch party in the same spot as they did last week. I found out, I didn't know that that place was actually a place that hosts Amazing Race watch parties. I found out from one of the fans that I always see at all these different things. He told me that that has always been a watch party spot, and that people they just started charging for it. But quite honestly, I mean, yeah, it sucks that they charge for it, but there's no cover charge to get in. My amount of money that I spent on getting in was like $12, and I didn't have to spend money on food and drinks. I did just because after a while, harassing me, you want some to eat. I understand it's an establishment, so the money that you paid to get in probably went to the reality stars or whatever, and then the bar has to make up their money. So that's also part of why I purchased stuff eventually. But my point of the matter is, I am in consideration of going there on behalf of my brand instead of going as a fan and just being like, hey, am I able to get an interview with you? Going in there and trying to maybe talk to people while I'm in there and do some interviews that are not like, hey, can I have an interview? I don't know whether to call it an interview, but like, you know how people say we just refreshed and restarted, so hopefully we're back. Because they call me Slim Shady. I'm back. I'm back because they call me Slim Shady. Listen, Eminem, on a random note, Eminem got me through some hard times, man. I mean, I didn't live Eminem's life. Obviously, his life was quite a bit different than mine. But just the part about being misunderstood, getting a lot of attention, and also being misunderstood as a person. Because I feel like that's always been me. And I remember when I started listening, sneaking those Eminem CDs back in the day because I wasn't actually allowed to listen to Eminem, but I would find ways to get a hold of his music and listen to it when my mother wasn't around mainly. and I'd be listening to it, and it's not necessarily that the content spoke to me specifically, just due to I didn't have the types of things that he was going through or whatever, but the pain spoke to me. I've always been fluent in pain because I have experienced a lot of pain. Hi, chocolate. I've experienced a lot of pain in my lifetime, and especially in that time period in the 90s or whatever, expressing my pain was not encouraged. It was not respected. So I didn't do it. I learned how to just bottle everything up inside and then stay and be in pain by myself. That was essentially life. That was life at that time. And then, but then like listening to music like his felt like an outlet. It felt like somebody else was expressing some of the things that I wish that I could say that I was having trouble expressing. Now it's a little bit easier. It's not 100% easier. It's 60% easier because I have spent years learning how to tap into outlets. Music being one of them. Fitness being another one. Photography. Well, a lot of things within the creative realm. I have a 2025 C-Class Mercedes. It looks kind of like a Honda Civic, but it's really a Mercedes on the inside. I just I just mask it up so that people don't know how rich I am. Bye. I had a feeling that was like just a random commenter asking a random thing. Yes, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the best channel on the internet. The channel that started with a guy who was sitting on his couch one day and decided to press that live button and see what happened. And then nothing happened for like 8 minutes. I was talking to myself for about 8 minutes. They had the big zero in the top corner of the screen. And then I was like, great, I'm talking to myself, so I can just turn this off and pretend like it never happened. Then there was a big old one. And then I was like, oh shoot, one person is watching me. So if I turn it off, that one person is going to know that I turned off the video on them. So I don't want to do that. So I stayed on, and then one became two became four. That night I ended with four people. They asked me if I was going to come back tomorrow. I said, I'll be back if y'all are back. He said, okay, can you come on at 8? Came on back. I came back at 8. There was like 8 people that day. The next day there was like 20 people. Then there was 40 people, and we kept expanding and growing until we had lives that had more than 400 people in the chat. We have never gotten back there since, but it's not a me thing. Part of the reason why the chats were so popping was because that was back in the days that CBS allowed people or allowed me to stream the live streams on my live. So a lot of people came to watch that and hear my commentary. And once they took that ability away, a lot less people came. It is what it is. I'm not mad at it. I make a little bit of money during the Big Brother season. I make a very little bit of money during the off season. I barely make any money during the off season, but yeah. 1 second. I stay doing this because I enjoy doing this, you know. Oh, that music is probably gonna ding me up. What are these? Okay, we are gonna stay on here, and I'm gonna talk to myself. If you like hearing me talk to myself, you could sit and watch and enjoy the show. And if you don't like hearing me talk to myself, well, you have two options. You can leave. That's option one. I'm never going to be done with this option one and option two stuff, to tell you the truth. You can leave. That's option one. Or you can join the discussion by typing something in the comment section. That's option two. Those are your two options. Or sit and hate. I mean, that's an option that people exercise as well. But, you know, what fun is that? What fun is hating silently? At least hate loudly by typing things in the comments. I like the comments. Even if you guys, one time somebody made me laugh. A couple of times people have made me laugh with some crazy comments they put in my comment section. Uh, where are we off to now? We're off to see the wizard? Okay. So, what do we got going on here? What do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about some lessons learned. Any lessons learned? Listen, I want to make a segment called Any Lessons Learned. And if you want to know where Any Lessons Learned comes from, Any Lessons Learned comes from my dad. I've mentioned this from time to time. When we would go through the hardest of situations, let me refresh just to make sure. When we would go through the hardest of situations, right? Um, at the end of whatever it is that we went through, my dad, I think that we just got back on. Okay, so let me repeat what I just said. When we would go through the hardest of situations, right? My dad would say something that was really annoying to me, and that thing that he used to say was, "Any lessons learned? Any lessons learned?" He would say that, at the end of whatever it is, whatever hardship that we had happened to experience. That's what he would say, and I found it to be so annoying. But I now truly do feel like uh, what good is going through a hard life experience if you don't experience the lesson that comes from that. So let me think of this lesson. I have so many things that I can say. I have so many things that I could talk about. I don't have one specific. I don't have one specific thing in my mind right now. So I'll start it off like this. Let me think of one lesson that I have learned in the past year. Uh, Something that I've learned in the past year. The beginning of this year, the way that the beginning of this year started was in a way that knocked me on my ass, like really hard, in a way that I never could have expected and I never could have prepared for. In a way where I was falsely accused of something that I didn't do, and then also I had like the evidence. This is the evidence of what's happened, and it was disregarded in a way that crushed me. Because one thing that I have always prided myself on, especially like when it comes to a work, I've always prided myself on the fact that um, I'm honest. I mean, like, obviously people tell white lies at work, and I tell white lies at work. But I tell white lies at work. I don't. I'm not the person that is a flight risk or is risky to have as an employer. Like I for the most part do things by the book unless you're do something that is extremely unethical and put my name, attach my name to it. Then in which case, I won't do it. But in terms of like me doing something that just is just way out of pocket or way out of the league of the rules. I don't do that, not because I'm such a rule abider. Let me rephrase. A huge